Okay, guys. So we were studying about controlling. We understood the importance. We understood the limitations. We understood the process. Now we are understanding the different control techniques, right? There are modern and there are traditional. We finished the traditional ones, and now we will be doing the modern techniques. We have already done one modern technique, and this is the second one, that is ratio analysis. Okay. So ratio analysis refers to the analysis of financial statements through computation of ratios. So we are doing nothing, but we are just trying to compute ratios here to understand the position of the business. So there are different types of, ratios, and we'll be studying the different types of ratios. Like you can see, the first ratio here is liquidity ratio. Liquidity ratio are calculated to determine short-term solvency of business. Analysis of current position of liquid fund determines the ability of the business to pay amount due to its stakeholder. Can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me what is liquidity? Since you all study accounts and it's a common subject for us, what is liquidity? What is liquidity? Liquidity is closing. Not really, no. What is liquidity? Guys, come on. बंद होना. नहीं. Cash in hand. It is how. I'm waiting for answers. I want everyone to answer this one. Liquidity is nothing but the ability to convert assets into cash quickly and cheaply. So यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है? Liquidity ratio is nothing but a financial metric used to determine a debtor's ability. Debtor's ability is a company's ability to pay off its current debt. तो हम लोग यहाँ पर क्या करें? हमारे जो भी क्रेडिटर्स है उनको हम लोग कितना जल्दी पैसा दे सकते हैं विदाउट रेजिंग एनी एक्सटर्नल फंड्स इज लिक्विडिटी रेशियो. देयर आर सम टाइप्स ऑफ लिक्विडिटी रेशियो, जैसे आपका देयर इज योर quick ratio and current ratio are some of the examples for liquidity ratio. Then comes your solvency ratio. Ratios which are calculated to determine the long term. देखिए, liquidity is for short term and solvency is for long term. Ratios which are calculated to determine the long term solvency of business are known as solvency ratios. Thus, these ratios determine the ability of a business to service its indebtedness, which means that it is, यहाँ पर long term के बारे में हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं, और this ratio indicates whether a company's cash flow is sufficient to meet its liability. तो हम लोग क्या देख रहे हैं यहाँ पर? हमारे पास इतना कैश फ्लो है क्या कि हम लोग इसका liabilities meet कर पाएंगे या नहीं? That is your solvency ratio. Now, solvency ratio, any business का 20% is a good solvency ratio. Again, it depends from industry to industry. Few of the example of ratios for solvency could be equity ratio, interest coverage ratio. That is your solvency ratio. Remember, liquidity is for short term and solvency is for long term. Then comes your profitability ratio. These ratios are calculated to analyze the profitable position of a business. Such ratios involve analysis of profits in relation to sales of funds of capital involved. So how profitable you are in the business, इस ratio से हमको पता चलेगा. Then comes your turnover ratio. Turnover ratios are calculated to determine the efficiency of operations based on effective utilization of resources. ऑफकोर्स हायर टर्न, अगर आपका बिजनेस अच्छा हायर टर्नओवर कर रहा है तो इसका मतलब आपका बिजनेस अच्छा चल रहा है, इसका मतलब आपको अच्छे प्रॉफिट मिल रहे हैं, राइट? यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है? आप कितने अच्छे से इफेक्टिव यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ रिसोर्सेस आपको करना है यहाँ पर. आर यू डूइंग दैट और नो? इन टर्नओवर रेशियोज वी गेट टू नो. सो देयर आर 4 टाइप्स: लिक्विडिटी, सॉल्वेंसी, प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी एंड टर्नओवर रेशियो. राइट? एवरीवन अंडरस्टूड दीस 4? हैज एवरीवन अंडरस्टूड दिस 4? Okay, perfect. Let's move on to the next one. It is very simple. It is known as responsibility accounting, right? Responsibility accounting is a system of accounting in which different sections, divisions or departments. Let's assume ये responsibility अकाउंटिंग इज नथिंग बट हर डिपार्टमेंट को हम एक रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी देते हैं, एक रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी सेंटर के नाम से हम उनको बुलाते हैं. Now, and they are responsible for achieving that. For example, it could be profit, it could be it could be profit, or it could be cost. We will understand what responsibility are we giving to what department. So it is nothing but calling them responsibility center to different departments. The head of the center is responsible for achieving the target set for his center. अगर हमने किसी को समझो प्रॉफिट दे दिया, उसका head is responsible for profit. If that department does not achieve profit, who will you hold? Manager. Absolutely right. Amita is right. We will hold the manager. Perfect. Vaishali is also right. Okay, let's move on to different types so that we understand it easily. Since I don't see a lot of people's videos on, I am just going to stop my video. Okay, responsibility accounting. Now let us move on to the types. Number one is cost center. A cost or an expense center is a segment of an organization in which managers are held responsible for costs incurred in the center but not for revenues. इसका ये मतलब है उस डिपार्टमेंट में हम लोग we will hold them responsible only for cost incurred and not for revenues. आपको क्या लगता है इतने सारे डिपार्टमेंट्स होते हैं ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में? लेट अस टेक अ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट. एक मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट में कितने सारे डिपार्टमेंट्स होते हैं? क्या आप मुझे बता सकते हैं? हाउ मेनी डिपार्टमेंट्स आर देयर इन अ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट? नेम देम टू मी. What departments am I talking about? Let us assume we have a candle making factory. Tell me the departments in candle making factory. Absolutely right. Shreya is right. There is marketing. Very good, Chetan. There is finance. There is manufacturing. Very good, Sandesh. Production, yes. Manufacturing, production, yes. Marketing, yes. Right? HR, very good. Human resource, very good. Right. These are few of the departments in a candle making factory. Now, इस सब में से आपने जो भी बोला था, आपको क्या लगता है या कॉस्ट सबसे ज्यादा इनकर कौन करता है? Who incurs the cost in a cost center? Production, absolutely right. You can see it on the screen itself if you read it. Production department is classified as a cost center because वहां पर हम लोग क्या खरीद रहे हैं? What do you purchase? And if you have to purchase, of course, cost is incurred. So what are we purchasing over there? What are we purchasing? Raw materials. Absolutely right. We are wax. Wax is nothing but a raw material, raw goods. Yeah. So we are incurring cost because we are taking raw materials. So that is a cost center. So a cost center in a manufacturing unit will be the production department. Did you understand cost center? So unka head will be responsible for all the costs that has been incurred, and जो भी materials आ रहे, are they being effectively utilized? Are we using them optimally, or is there any wastage? Right? Next comes your revenue. मतलब जहां पर हम लोग पैसे कमाते हैं. आपको क्या लगता है हम लोग पैसे कहां पर कमाते होंगे? Without looking at the screen, can you tell me where are we earning? Absolutely right. We are earning it in the sales, because sales is where you're selling the final product. So when you sell the final product, you're getting cash in hand, right? You're getting cash in hand, which means it's a revenue center. It is generating revenues for the organization, right? Has everyone understood cost and revenue? Yes, perfect. Let's move on to a profit center. Now, profit center is a little tricky. So listen to me very carefully. A profit center is a segment of an organization whose manager is responsible for both revenues and costs. Right? Let's take an example. हमारे ये कैंडल मेकिंग फैक्ट्री में एक रिपेयर का सेंटर भी हमने रखा है. ये रिपेयर सेंटर क्या करता है? रिपेयर करता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल द प्रोडक्शन यूनिट सेज दैट द मशीन इज ब्रोकन डाउन एंड दे कॉल अप द रिपेयर सेंटर एंड से, और दे सेंड समवन टू द रिपेयर सेंटर एंड से कि आप आइए और ये रिपेयर कीजिए. नाउ आफ्टर रिपेयरिंग व्हाट हैपेंस इज द प्रोडक्शन कैन गिव देम पैसा for the repair. Then it becomes a profit center. right? You're understanding? Are you guys understanding or no? No, okay. I see some heads saying no, so I'll explain it once again. हमारे पास repair का person है. The repair person is going. These all are departments in the same organization, right? So what we could do is either we can charge the production department or we can say no, it is okay because we are a part of the same team. Or what I could do is I can say production department, since हमारे आदमी ने आपका ये रिपेयर किया है, आपको पैसा देना ही पड़ेगा, right? You're understanding? So what happens over here is that the repair guy will get money from the production. When the repair guy gets money from the production department, it becomes a profit. To which department? To which department profit hota hai? Does it become to the production or repair? Okay, someone's answered it correctly. I'm waiting for others to answer. Repair. Everyone agrees it is a profit to the repair because the repair guy is getting money from the production guy. Right? Now, repair करते समय हमको क्या चाहिए होगा? Maybe we would require some nuts and bolts, which means cost is also incurred here. Yes or no? Is cost incurred here? Of course, because I had to use some nuts and bolts for the repairing. तो यहाँ पर हमको cost भी incur हुआ और हमको profit भी हुआ. Right? Understanding? That is your profit center. Repair and maintenance department of an organization may be treated as a profit center if it is allowed to bill other production departments for the service provided to them. Has everyone followed this? Has everyone followed this? Yes or no? Okay. Right? Let's move on to the next one, which is an investment center. An investment center is responsible not only for profits but also for investments made in the center in the form of assets. So इस organization में इतने सारे assets हम लोग use करते हैं. So that's an investment. The investment made in each center is separately ascertained and return on investment is used. हमने return of investment पढ़ा था. तो हम देख रहे हैं कि हमने इतने assets डाले हैं, क्या हमको उतना रिटर्न वापस उससे ज्यादा रिटर्न मिल रहा है या नहीं? If we get it, well and good. If we not, how can we improve? That is your investment center. Has everyone understood investment center also? It is responsible not only for investments but also profits. Right? Understood everyone? Okay. Perfect. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next and the final point, that is audit. Management audit, right? Management audit refers to systematic appraisal of overall performance of management of an organization. Let me tell you in detail. The purpose is to review the efficiency and effectiveness of management. Management audit में हम ये देखते हैं कि management कितना अच्छा perform कर रहा है. Till now, we always see how good the employees are performing, how good the laborers are performing, but who will hold management accountable? क्योंकि अगर आपका management अच्छा नहीं है, so there is no guarantee. So, employees may not be up to the mark. If the management is great, then your employees will also be great. So it is very important to understand if the strategies that the management is carrying out is correct or no. What are the policies that they have? Are they working or no? That is your management audit. Please remember, management audit is कि कोई rules नहीं होते and it is not compulsory. So a lot of people do not really apply management audit. So the purpose is to review the efficiency and effectiveness of management and to improve its performance in future periods. It is helpful in identifying the deficiencies in the performance of management functions. तो कहाँ पर वो लोग गलत जा रहे हैं, उनके strategies अच्छे हैं या नहीं, अगर strategies खराब है तो इसको अच्छा कैसे कर सकते हैं, management audit में हम ये जानते हैं. Management audit may be defined as the evaluation of functioning, performance and effectiveness of a management of an organization. In this, we always hold employees responsible, but in management audit, we are holding whom responsible? Who are we holding responsible? Come on, you guys. Yeah, who are we holding responsible? The management. Absolutely right. You have to be quick. Like I told you, time and again, you have to be really quick. Management. Absolutely right. Have you understood management audit? Right? Let's move on to the next one. That is advantages of management audit. As you can see, it helps to locate present and potential deficiencies in the performance of management functions. Are we going wrong right now, or if there are strategies and those strategies में कुछ खामियां हैं तो उसका भी हम लोग जान सकते हैं. Next, it helps to improve control system of an organization by continuously monitoring. तो हम लोग performance देखते हैं management का कितने अच्छे से कर रहा है. Is it able to control its employees or no? In case it is not, then we come up with a new control system. Right. The third one is it improves coordination in functioning of various departments so that they work together effectively towards the achievement of organizational objectives. तो मैनेजमेंट ऑडिट में हम लोग ये भी देखते हैं क्या डिपार्टमेंट्स अच्छे से काम कर रहे हैं, क्या उनके पास कोऑर्डिनेशन है. अगर उनके पास कोऑर्डिनेशन नहीं है तो वी मेक श्योर टू टेल द मैनेजमेंट दैट इज important that everyone is coordinated and we walk towards the same goal so that we will be able to achieve our ultimate goal. Fourth one, it ensures updating of existing managerial policies and strategies in the light of environmental changes. You absolutely know that environmental changes होते रहते हैं. तो क्या हमारे पास नए टेक्निक्स है, क्या हम लोग एज ओल्ड पॉलिसीज फॉलो कर रहे हैं, क्या हम लोग अप टू डेट है टाइम के साथ, क्या हम अप टू डेट है एनवायरमेंटल चेंजेस के साथ. ये सब एडवांटेजेस होते हैं आपके मैनेजमेंट ऑडिट के. हैव यू अंडरस्टूड? Have you understood? Yes, perfect. Let's move on to something called as a management information system. Management information system is a computer-based information system that provides information and support for effective managerial decision making. A decision maker requires up-to-date, accurate, and timely information. MIS provides the required information to the managers by systematically processing a massive data generated in an organization. For example, your attendance. आपका attendance का message आपको आता है या नहीं? Do you get attendance message? Do your parents get the attendance message that your ward was absent for today? Right? You get a message, right? That is possible because of management information system, right? So what happens here, for example, one of the parent comes and tells that, I want to know how good my son is performing. And probably we say, yeah, he is doing good, but it isn't great, but it will be really glad. I would be really happy if your son can attend the college every day and he is irregular. So the father, of course, what would be the father's first question? What do you think the father would ask first? What do you think the father would ask? Can you tell me the dates of when my son was absent? That's the first question the father would ask. Then, now will I remember? Will I remember? Of course, I'll not remember. Or what I could do is the attendance book that that we have. We can either use the attendance book, right? But क्या हो जाता है attendance book में, since we are human, there could be an error. There could be an error. So what happens is, what we will do is we will go to Basu sir. Basu sir is someone who is in charge for filling in all these details, and we will ask him, this student, this is the roll number, this is the class, this is the year. Can you tell me the number of days that he was absent? And Basu sir will give you a nice tabulated data of the dates that the student was absent. This becomes very easier. So this becomes very easier for us to make a decision. And we say his attendance is less than 60%. Hall ticket is को नहीं मिल सकता. Right? Proof के साथ बता सकते हैं. अगर हम proof के साथ नहीं बताएंगे, so of course the parents will not agree. But since we have proof, but since we do not have any proof, we could be held accountable. Since we have proof, they will agree to us. Right? That is your management accounting system. Sorry, management information system. Let's understand the advantages. It facilitates collection, management, and dissemination of information at different levels of management and across different departments of the organization. Now, collection तो हो गया information का, पूरे दिन का attendance, सारे year का attendance. Disseminate is like we gave it to one parent. Then I say I want to see how many students are regular. So I go to Basu sir and say, two stats का attendance मुझे चाहिए. I want the entire years. I want to see how regular were the students. I want only the percentage of the attendance. Then I get to know who was regular, who was not regular in the class. Right? That is हो गया for the teachers. For example, the management want to know कि 3 sections में से सबसे ज़्यादा students regular किस में है. So they take 3 sections का attendance and they try to understand. So this information is for all levels of management, right? Then it ensures cost effectiveness in managing information. Of course, it is very easy. Then errors भी बहुत कम होते हैं as compared to humans. Computers do not really make an error. Next, it reduces information overload on the manager as relevant information is provided to them. Imagine if, sir, now remember everyone, or in any given day from every class, either 3, 2 or 4 people are absent. Now, for Praveen sir to sit and check in front of the parents the roll number and the class, it becomes very difficult. It is very time consuming also. Praveen sir also has to take the class, remember, right? So what happens if we go and talk to Basu sir, it becomes very easier. So it reduces information overload on the manager, because sir will only get what he wants to show. He does not have to overload himself with information that is not really required right now. Next, it supports planning, decision making, and controlling at all levels. Of course, planning and decision making. Now, because it is below 60%, you cannot write the exam. Next, it improves the quality of information with which a manager works. Obviously, it improves the quality because I know where we are going wrong. Let us assume I want to know the percentage. कितने आए हैं फाइनल एग्जाम में, किसको कितना आया है. Then I will realize that few students had potential but they did not work very well. So I will try to find out what happened, where did we go wrong. So the quality of information जो manager के पास है because of MSI also improves. Have you understood? Have you guys understood? Has everyone understood all of this? That was your controlling chapter.